Hello.
Hey, able to hear me? I'm sorry, I was talking
Yes.
on mute earlier. Hey, how are you, man? Just a second, yeah. I was just in another meeting, so it took me a bit of time to join in. Sorry about that. So, how are you, man?
Yes, I'm fine. What about you?
I'm fine. Hi, my name is Shakti. I'll be your speaker partner for today. So, you're able to hear me, right? Because of
Y-
I was getting some audio issues earlier in the meeting. So, you're able to hear me, right? Perfect.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, man. So, how are you? How are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine.
So, okay. So, let's just start with some basic introduction, and then we can probably move ahead. Okay.
Okay. My
Okay.
name is Asef Ali. My father's name is Khurshid Ali. He's a businessman.
Okay.
I'm from Parbhani district, Maharashtra.
Okay.
I have three sisters and no brother. I'm the oldest son to my parents. I have completed my MA in English. Apart from it, I have worked as an English and social science teacher in different 7 English medium schools so far.
Okay.
Yes. So this is my
Okay, that's
brief
great, man. That's great.
introduction. Yes.
Okay. So, can I ask you one thing, man? Your English sounds pretty good. So, why did you join this program? May I ask that?
Yes. I have learned English, and there is no problem for me in English. But there is no English environment in my surroundings, in my district. So I thought of
Okay.
joining Clapingo and having conversation with you people. So this is the main reason of joining this app.
Okay. That's great. I thought maybe you were applying for some basically PR or something like that. That's why you maybe wanted to join. Because mostly people, what they try to do is they try to apply for abroad, and that's why they want to polish up their skills before they apply for specific exams, like maybe IELTS or TOEFL or something like that. So maybe that's why. Because your English sounds pretty good, man. That's why I was just wondering. And you're already an MA in English, so I think you might be able to correct my grammar rather than me correcting yours.
This is your humbleness that you are admiring me.
Right. Thanks, man. Nobody has called me humble yet, so that's a great compliment for me as well. So, how's Parbhani, man? I usually come to Pune, I come to Mumbai because I'm a Marathi basically. Maybe you might have seen it from my surname as well. So, I come to Nashik, Pune, Mumbai. So, Parbhani, I know about Parbhani, man. I can speak Marathi as well. So, hey,
I know.
yeah.
I know Marathi as well. मी मराठी पण बोलू शकतो.
Okay, great, man. मला पण मराठी येतं अगदी perfect. But I speak Marathi in a Delhi accent because I'm born and brought up in Delhi. So my Marathi is Delhi accent proper. So whenever I go to Pune, people realize that hey, this guy's not from Pune. I get that.
Okay.
So yeah.
So where are you from, sir?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, don't call me sir, man, please. I'm younger than you. You don't need to call me sir. I'm just your friend, man. I'm just here to talk to you about certain things. That's about it. So my father's from Pune. He did his engineering from Pune, but he came back to Delhi for his job. So I'm basically Marathi, but I'm born and brought up in Delhi. So completely Delhi boy. I'm working in Infosys right now. That also I come to Pune for official work, but my official location is Jaipur. But I move all over the country and the world because of my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
how old are you?
This is 2021, right? So yeah, I'm about 24 right now. I'll probably cross 25 by November, I think.
Really, you are younger than me.
Yeah, I told you, man. I'm pretty young. So okay, so I have some course notes today, so I'll probably go over that. So today's topic will be conditional questions. So I'll probably go over that. Okay, is that fine with you, or do you want to go over something else?
Yes, I can talk about it, but today I want to know a few things related to communication skills or public speaking
Okay.
or teaching in the real classroom. I do have English knowledge, so I don't want to talk about English or any stuff. I just want to know from you how to enhance confidence. So this is my first question. Okay, we'll go one by one. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Each person's experience is different. So is yours.
Yeah.
So I wanna know from your perspective, how do you throw light on these topics?
So you want to probably talk about public speaking first, or something else?
No, how to enhance confidence.
Okay, confidence, right? Okay, so one of the major things I find with people who are lacking confidence is maybe they don't really want to commit mistakes, right? You committed mistakes in your English. I've committed mine. Yeah. Dude, I'm an IELTS 8 band speaker, but I still make mistakes. Okay, I've given GMAT. I still make mistakes. Okay, it's not like anybody does not make. Everybody makes mistakes, man. But
Yes.
it is the fear of making mistakes that makes it difficult for you to maybe cross that specific hurdle. So that's why maybe most people are hesitant to speak in English. So that's one thing that I find really lacking in most people. So what about you? What do you find one problem that you may want to improve upon for your confidence?
No, not at all. This is not a question for me. I
Okay.
want to get information from you,
Okay.
and I'll impart your information and knowledge to my students.
Okay. So you want probably some tips or something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're on the right track. First of all, just try to speak in English as much as possible, right? This is the first step. So the second step I feel would be I listen to a lot of YouTube videos, man. YouTube videos,
Okay.
even podcasts or something like that. So what podcasts or something these do is, if you're so for example, when I work out, I usually listen to podcasts rather than listening to some songs or something like that, right? So what happens is you get into a habit of listening to English. You try to understand what they're saying. Okay, you try to understand the nuances of the language. It's okay if you understand the language, but there are certain nuances to English, right? There are certain phrases, there are certain idioms which you pick up,
Yes.
which you may not pick up while talking to a certain person, because obviously each person's, you can probably say, English language skills are different. So maybe that is one of the main things that I can probably point out, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and that has really helped me to actually gain knowledge as well, and as well as understanding English and really improving on my English skills.
Yes. My second question is this.
Yeah.
There are many people and my students. They often ask me, sir, when we give speech in front of the public, okay, we prepare well, and when we go in front of the audience, at the time we are blank. We are unable to recall at any point to deliver in my speech in front of the people. So why does this happen? So how to overcome this problem that we prepare something else, and when we go in front of the audience, we deliver something else?
Yeah, I think you and I most probably you must have also faced it. I have also faced it, right? So one of the major things I tell people is just don't remember the whole speech, right? What people do is they remember paragraphs and paragraphs of things rather than remembering the bullet points. I don't know what age your students are. Can you tell me that, so I can probably alter my answer towards that sort of students?
Yes.
So if they're younger students, they're older students, what's about that?
No, they are graduate or postgraduate students.
Okay. So see, postgraduate students can probably remember bullet points rather than mugging up the whole paragraph, right?
Yes.
So most people, what they do is they most probably what they think, maybe if we remember the whole paragraph, then they can give a better speech rather than just remembering bullet points. But I always feel that if you remember just the bullet points, nothing else, your mind is grown enough so that it can, if you just say one topic, it can probably extrapolate from that specific sentence rather than just remembering the whole thing and then trying to remember it and closing your eyes and thinking about that. So that probably you probably lose the confidence in certain way. Don't you think that? I mean, you are also a teacher, right? So you already know about this. But I just want to get your opinion as well.
Yes, sir. And my next question is, when we face the interview, we have fear in our heart. Okay, but after passing a few minutes or after passing a few seconds, our fear is gone and we are confident. Okay, but many candidates, when they face the interview, they are unable to overcome their fear. So how to overcome the fear in the interview?
You mean like this fear? I think is just the fear of unknown, right? Even if you're driving to a new place, you're afraid of it. We have Google Maps now, right? But earlier we didn't have Google Maps. We just used to drive along the roads. If the road is dark, it's scary, right? So it's always the fear of unknown rather than just fear of English, I think. If you're in an interview, if you're talking to the interviewer, and if you talk more than 2 minutes, you realize you are comfortable with him now. You can talk about certain things that you may not have been able to talk about in the beginning of the interview, right? So that's probably one of the things that I really feel. And I mean, listen, from personal experience, I feel it a lot in the interviews. So it's probably because you have a lot to talk about, but you really don't want to come out as eager. That's also a thing, right? I mean, we always want to come out as the best person of ourselves, and we have a lot of information to give to the interviewer. But we have okay, you're not able to see my fingers, but I'm just saying that I was just trying to do this, and I realized that you are not able to see my fingers. Sorry about that. So I was just saying that if we have a lot of information to give in a very small amount of time, so it's probably just trying to that eagerness that I want to tell you this, I want to tell you that. Just ask me this question. That's the excitement, and I think that excitement turns to fear because you're not. If you feel if I'm not able to give him that information, this information, he might feel that I'm not a suitable candidate, maybe for a job interview, maybe something else. So that's I think one of the main things, right? I mean, see, you are also very good. I mean, I feel you are also a very good speaker, so I think you can also tell me about this. You are also very experienced, so I know that you'll have certain points to add to that, and I think that will also be important to me as well because I have an interview on Monday. So I think maybe you can help me with that.
Okay. I would like to add a couple of points in it.
Yep.
When we face any interview, we must be honest. Once you are honest, yes, you will have confidence and you'll be able to make your points in front of the interviewer. Secondly, if you are facing the interview in your certain field, so you must have proficiency in terms of language as well as in terms of your area. If you are coming from IT sector or another.
Rather than winging it or something else, it's just better than to have some certain knowledge. Most people try to just wing it, right? I don't know, but I'll just fluff around rather than just sticking to the point.
Yes. Okay, I have asked you some questions related to public speaking, communication skills, etc., etc. So now I want to ask you, what was the medium of instruction when you were in school?
My medium of instruction was English, but I was in a DAV, right? So it was more Hindi, Sanskrit, and English mixture of that. I'm from Delhi, man, so most people don't try to speak English here. So it's probably just Hindi, and I was from eastern part of Delhi, so most people try to speak Hindi here rather than English. So I think it's probably more of the fact that if you are exposed to English content at a younger age, you're able to grasp it properly, rather than just if you're trying to learn any specific, like I'm trying to learn French. I'm 22 right now, 24 right now, right? I still consider myself 22. So it's really difficult for me to learn a language right now. Rather than if I was maybe 16 or 14, it might have been easier for me, and it will be more difficult for me when I will be 30, 31, 32 when I'm trying to learn a new language. I have to learn nuances about it. I have to learn idioms. I have to learn its grammar. So there are multiple points to it, and your mind is obviously occupied with certain things right now. It's relatively free when you're 14, 13, 12. And if you're regularly exposed to English content, I feel then you are able to grasp it much more quickly.
Yes, but my case is totally different. I have been a very humble student of Urdu medium. Okay. Yes, I have completed my entire education from Urdu medium. But later on, I learned different languages like English, Marathi, Arabic, and Hindi. So I know 5 languages with great proficiency.
That's great, man.
आणि मी तुला सांगितलं होतं की मला मराठी पण येते, मी मराठीमध्ये पण संभाषण करू शकतो.
मला एवढी शुद्ध मराठी येत नाही, बट मला मराठी येते.
पण माझं कसं आहे की आमच्याकडे मराठीचं जास्त वातावरण नाही, तर मी मराठी व्याकरणानुसार शिकलो.
I mean, I'll switch to English again, but because it's an English conversation, right? I'm really sorry. Maybe we can talk about it later on in personal conversation.
No. I'm just you listen a few sentences in Marathi. Okay, because you are the first speaker who is from a Marathi background. I have talked or had a conversation with many Clapingo speakers. They were not from a Marathi background. So you are the first person who is meeting me in today's meeting and speaking Marathi. So I got excited to
I completely understand,
speak a few sentences in Marathi. Okay.
Okay. One thing I understand is when you're trying to learn a language completely from the books, it's probably not so vernacular or the colloquial language that mostly people are speaking of that specific region. For example, if you're trying to learn English, right, from the book itself. For example, if I pick certain book from I think Ren and Martin was there for grammar, right? So if you pick Reader's Digest, if you pick Ren and Martin, so you will learn the grammar, but you won't learn the colloquial language. And I feel learning colloquial language is more important than probably learning grammar.
I lack in it.
Yeah.
I have bookish language. Whether I'm speaking my mother tongue Urdu or English or Marathi or Arabic, any language, I speak formally. I don't know how to have informal conversation. So this is my problem. And you might be noticing right from our conversation that I have been using grammatical sentences and words. I don't know that casual conversation. So I lack in it.
Yeah. So one thing that I'll advise you is okay. So let me ask you this: what is the topic that interests you the most? Is it economics? Is it probably digital? Something in IT? Is it something else? So what's the worst one? Is it history? Maybe you like history. So what is the one thing that you like the most in everyday topics that you like to read about or talk about?
Yes, you have given the answer yourself. I like history a lot. And let me just tell you why. Because nearly 2 or 3 years ago in 2018, I was preparing for UPSC examination. So I have studied history, geography, political science, economics, civics, etc., etc. So I have studied history, 3 periods. That ancient period, that medieval period, then the ancient period, and that modern period. I have gone through all these books at a glance. So I like history.
Yeah, so so this is probably end of our time, so I'll just recommend a few things.
No problem.
Yeah, I'll just recommend a few things here before I go out. I really don't want to leave you hanging. So one thing is listen to a lot of podcasts. There are a lot of podcasts about history or even the YouTube videos. One of the topics I suggest, one of the channels I suggest is Oversimplified. You might have probably heard of it. There is Extra History. There are a couple of